In this daily drop, I'm going to talk about whether a bigger light is always better. So let's go. Okay, everybody, here we are moving along, and Cine Gear 2024 is right around the corner. If you're watching this past Cine Gear, then it happened, things were announced, and we move on with our lives, but with a little bit more gear lust. Okay, so I am in production right now, and I spoke about pre-lighting in the last episode. I'm actually heading into the location to do that, so I'm shooting a couple of back-to-back episodes. And one of the big considerations was I did get to scout, was what is my key source going to be. Now, this light right here, the Forza 300B2, is a light that I used down in LA not that long ago when I was producing the content for the G70X2 Steadicam arm that was being released. And it worked out fantastically. I pushed that through a 4x4 Magic Cloth, and it has a setting in it, which is fantastic, which is when you are at a 15% output intensity or below, you can turn the fan off. And because of the ISO and the way I had everything set up in terms of my stops, I was able to use that light at 15%. And I was able to get the exposure that I needed and the stop that I needed, which wasn't wide open. I was at, I think, believe around a 5.6 when I was shooting that, a 5 or a 5.6. I'll put a link to that episode below because I can't remember everything. So that light is fantastic. I also have the 500B2 and I have the 720B. I have the 720B packed right now and at the location because we did a pre-load in yesterday. Long story. And that light also has a 15% fan off setting. And to me, that's the light I'm probably going to use for my key because I'm going to get more intensity at 15% at that 720B light or using that light than I will with the 300B2. The advantage to this is the actual light head is a little bit smaller. So there is a low ceiling in that space. And when I set up a softbox, I have a very large one. And then I have a smaller one, basically a 48-inch and a 60-inch softbox. I may have to play around with that a little bit, and I may not need the intensity even at 15% that the 720B2 is going to give me. Where does this lead? Well, bigger is usually better, especially if there are no issues with sound, and that's why I'm leaning towards the 720B as my key source. This right here, I may pack it in a few minutes and bring it just in case, mainly for that ceiling height and getting a little bit more compact and a little more leeway, because I have no idea when I go into these interviews how many people are going to be wearing glasses or not, and getting that light higher is going to definitely help mitigate that problem. That's what I got for you. Don't forget to, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Daily Drop.